Hey, welcome back, everyone. Today is going to be another good one. But before we dive into it, let me ask you the question. You've been rescued. Are you living like it? All right, let's go to our text, first Colossians chapter 1, and we're going to read together verses 13 and 14. Paul writes this, "For he has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins." Let's consider the words that Paul uses here. He says, "For he has rescued us." I want you to think of an action movie where there's a great rescue scene where the hero rescues the person in trouble from the villain. That's what the language Paul chooses to use here. And it's actually the language that best defines the word salvation. I think oftentimes when we hear the word salvation, we think of being saved and now we're going to heaven. I think oftentimes we don't know that that word salvation actually means to come and rescue us. That's the truest sense of that word. And what a beautiful description of how our God rescues us from our sin. He so loves us that he sought us out and he rescued us. He went on a rescue mission to pull us out of the grip of darkness. There's an English poet named Francis Thompson, and he wrote a poem called The Hound of Heaven. It's an interesting name, but it really is an ode to God's love pursuing the human soul. And I want you to think about that for a second. God in his love for us, he goes to the dominion of darkness to rescue us. But he doesn't just rescue us. We read here that he then brings us into the kingdom of his son whom he loves, the kingdom of Jesus. So we're not just brought into any kingdom. We weren't rescued from darkness to live in this world. No, we were rescued from darkness to be citizens of a new and better kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, the one where his son Jesus is seated on the throne. And Paul reminds us of this beautiful truth here in this letter and in these two verses, that he reminds us that we need to live as citizens of this new kingdom. And so now the way that we walk, the way that we talk, the way that we treat one another, it should change, because it shouldn't look like this world. We're not parts of this world. Yes, we live in it, we're in it, but we're not from this world. We are citizens of a new kingdom, and that is the kingdom of heaven. So here's the question that I want you to ask yourself today. Are you still living like you belong to the old kingdom? Let today be a day where you reflect and ask yourselves, in what ways am I not demonstrated the virtues and the values of the kingdom of heaven? And what changes do I need to make, because I've been rescued and it's time for me to start living like it? That's it for today. We can't wait to see you back tomorrow.